Good morning. Happy Tuesday. It's 8:30. That means it's time for Tea and Wild Thoughts. The live conversation. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. You may be watching this on YouTube at a later date and time. Could be afternoon, could be evening. Either way, you are welcome. You're always welcome to join the live conversation here on Instagram at the Beauty Influencer. I'm just getting the vibe right as I always do. Welcome, guys. Welcome. Good morning. Good morning. Hope everybody is feeling blessed and well. I am. It's a little foggy here this morning. I'm giving you all my 90s, 80s realness this morning, hair to the side, all that good stuff. Little Palo Santo. But yes, I'm feeling well. Here's the vibes. Gonna do a little housekeeping first. Tell you about the self-care store. My products that I have on my website. This is a delicious Cleopatra's bath. It is milk, honey, aloe, bee pollen, everything that Cleopatra used in her beauty treatments, rose hip oil, and milk, of course. And you can use it in the bath or the shower. It is quite lovely. So check that out. There's a number of products that I have designed for your self-care that you will just love, because our hashtag is shop where you are loved. Y'all like my little unicorn mug this morning? I'm drinking fennel, coriander, and I can never remember the third one, but it's a cleansing tea. So just been feeling kind of quiet, contemplative, cleansing all things out of the system. We are welcoming in a new season. So I hope y'all are feeling good this morning. I feel pretty good. I feel rested. All is well. I can't complain too much. All right. So we're going to get into this conversation. I put up a few things yesterday. I would also like to say that, I have been really in my I don't give a fuck mode. Like, sometimes we have to remember. I don't know who needs to hear this, but sometimes we have to remember that this is just social media. Like, it's not real life. Like, there's life that's going on outside of social media. And, whether people like it, whether they don't, whether they comment, it's all good. You know what I mean? Like, it is what it is. I'm going to do what I do because I do what I do, but we have to just kind of get out of this thing where we're judging ourselves completely by what other people are, what's the word I'm looking for? Somebody help me out. But where they're just co-signing on everything that we do. Like, it's not about that. Like, at the end of the day, no matter what's going on social media, you are living your life. Hence why I guess I want to talk about this morning. So I was talking to a friend last week about chemistry, and just like I'm tapping into the conversation about romantic love. This is about love in general and just chemistry with a person. Like, that feeling of realness. As many of you know, my take on romantic love is a little bit different. And this is exactly why it's a little different, because I'm not always attracted to every person. Like, I'm not a person who's just like, ooh, they fine. Like, but when I feel chemistry, real chemistry with a person, I know that I have to entertain that. And I've always been that way. Unfortunately, in relationships, yes, and I've talked about this kind of stuff in the past, like, I've cheated or entertained, other connections, because again, when you meet when you're not always attracted to people and you come across somebody that's like, whoa, this energy is something that I must pursue. I want to feel free to do that, and it's happened a few different times in my life. especially recently. So it's pretty cool. And that's why, I want to talk about this, because it's like, part of the reason that, again, I think the way that I do about love is because, you don't have that chemistry and connection with everybody. Good morning. And I don't know if everybody has experienced that. Most people feel like, again, that whenever you're experiencing this chemistry, this connection with a person, that it always has to turn into, this traditional relationship, and that you should get married and then you should have kids. But again, we're just talking about the type of connection with a person that you must absolutely entertain. And it can really go beyond all the good morning. It can go beyond all the traditional expectations that we have. Good morning. We can go beyond all the traditional expectations that we have when it comes to love and connection. So, and again, I'm not talking about just basic attraction where anyone can be physically attracted, of course we're attracted to people. It's not about just like thinking that somebody is fine. I'm talking about, the type of attraction that turns into a conversation, that might actually turn into some type of interaction. Again, that, there's chemistry, there's real connection. I think a lot of people stop at just like, I'm attracted to this person, and, that's like enough. I'm talking about on a soul level. And again, if you have experiencing this, then please, give me some feedback in the conversation. But again, I know that I've experienced this a few times. It's more like a spark that kind of sets your soul on fire. Yeah. I don't want to get like too far into my personal business with it, because it's just bringing up a lot of old memories for me too. But I guess I can. I mean, it's y'all, I just remember like with one of my exes where, I of course was attracted to him, but again, after you start that conversation, you're having a few words with this person, and it's just like a literal chemical like it sets your soul on fire. Like, this is the type of person that you can talk to for hours. And once you start talking to the person and you start feeling like, okay, you have a little bit in common with this person, and you feel safe, you feel vulnerable. You feel, again, like, and that's one thing I was thinking about this morning too, is that there's absolutely no love without vulnerability. A person that makes you feel safest to be yourself and who you are. And I'm talking about flaws and all. And I think that a lot of people don't get a chance to, and maybe they do. Again, you always have to give me some feedback on that. But a lot of people don't get a chance to express themselves in a way with a partner, and again, it could be a friendship too. It could be a friendship where you just feel a spark with a person. Like, wow, I really feel like I could hang out with this person for a long time. I feel like I could go places with this person, and they just make me feel alive. It's not about seeing yourself in the other person. It's not about just having things in common in general, because they could be really, really different from you, and they could really inspire you and really motivate you, and really just, again, all those sides of yourself that you're kind of scared to reveal. This type of person makes you feel safer to be in that and to own that. And I think that the more, good morning, I think that the more that you have these type of connections in life, again, and just feel really safe, it allows you to dig deeper into yourself. And that's why soul connections are really, really important. And I just wonder, do people feel this? Do they feel it on this level? Because again, I think that I just kind of connect with, that's the way that I want to connect with people and always have, again, as being a makeup artist for as many years as I have been, 15, I guess 16 some years now. That's the type of connection I always have with people in my chair. The conversations that I have. And that's again why I even do Tea and Wild Thoughts, because the type of conversations that I have with my friends and lovers that I've had in the past, that's average for me. Like it's normal for me. It's something that I do on a regular basis, and that's how I know how to identify it. When I feel that on the outside, it's like, whoa, I really enjoy the experience of this person, and why I like to maintain my freedom, again, to explore that should I find that out and about. Again, I don't go seeking it out. I don't go just again, just being attracted to people and just entertaining that because I can. It's different than that. It's a spark, again, that you just really feel on the inside. It really kind of lights you up. And soul connections are, again, that's why something like traditional marriage is not something that I have particularly subscribed to. I think when a lot of people think about love, they think about, it can really start to flow into possession. It can start to flow into control. It can start to flow into expectations. And it's reasonable. Don't get me wrong. I think that's the human part of us. I think that, again, when you feel the soul connection with a person, or when you feel that safety and that vulnerability with a person, it's natural to bond with this person and then feel like, I want to, number one, feel like it's really, really special. And that, what we have, this person or I can't do with anyone else, because it somewhat feels cheapened if you feel like this person can duplicate that with someone else. But the reality is that we are here. We're free. We're here to love and to be loving. And so again, it is possible to feel it multiple times in your life, and you never know what this person is here to teach you, about yourself, and how to evolve. I try to look at love that way too, that every person I've ever met and like fell in love with, whether that's a romantic connection, because I also feel like I've definitely fell in love with my friends at points, and it's nothing sexual or anything about that. It's just like, like one of my best friends, Zeke, like people used to see pictures of me and him all the time, and they would think like, oh, are you guys together? No, number one, he doesn't like women, but the love that was between us is something that you can just see. It just lights you up, and it's something that, again, that's how I know that a lot of people don't experience what I'm talking about too, because it's something that other people can really envy, when they see that between you and another person, or see that you are that desired, that fulfilled, that excited, about another person. If another person has never felt that, then they can really, envy it, borderline, I guess that's the word, envy it. Because I've definitely felt that kind of energy too. Fear of losing that spark energy can cause deviation of the meaning of the relationship. That's why loving yourself completely first and foremost and consistently is key to preserving other, and soul ties. I like these interjections because Again, I think that if we don't know the difference between the soul connection I'm talking about and just like basic attraction to a person, you can end up creating soul ties really accidentally. Relationships, First Lady says. Yes, Miracle. I like First Lady says. We need to rock with that. Let's talk about that. You can definitely end up creating low vibrational connections, and that is not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the type of connections too that evolve like past, again, these things that happen in our lives. Let's say that we get into another connection with a person, and this relationship ends, or for whatever reason, or it's put on pause, and for some reason, this person comes back around in your life, and you still feel that same kind of spark, with that person. Like, it doesn't matter. I was saying in my post that sometimes love don't make no sense at all. And it's not even that you're always in a place that you can entertain it. I mean, I'm not saying don't use discretion. I'm just saying to know when it's there and when you feel it. Which is another reason why the construct of something like marriage, I totally commend. I'm just talking about what for me and how it works for me. But I think that in general, people who are married, it takes a whole different level of discipline and a different level of commitment. That you have to focus those energies even when you feel that with another person. Like, you have a different level of responsibility with this particular connection. And so, but that doesn't mean that you don't feel it, that you don't still feel that in other spaces and with someone else. It could be someone from your past, or you could meet somebody in the present, you can meet somebody in the future. You just gotta know, when you feel it. And so again, I find that the key is that you feel safe. You feel, and I talked about in a previous conversation, the difference between feeling comfortable and feeling safe. And this is one of those scenarios where this is exactly what I'm talking about. Because I think that you can be in a relationship, and I think I mentioned that, for a really, really long time, and it starts to feel really comfortable to you. It's comfortable. And I think, again, just, not to make it too deep, but I'm going to go there with Black people in this country. I think that too often we see these cycles of our parents or our ancestors, who, because we have dealt with so much on the outside, we learn to get comfortable in relationships. Let's deal with the dysfunction of the world with each other. Safety is a major key. Absolutely. The world is giving us so much pressure that I'm going to come home and you feel comfortable to me. But because of so much that we have suffered in terms of, again, not feeling safe on the outside, I don't know if those were always the healthiest connections, or even if we really felt the freedom to find these really, really deep soul connections with the people that we truly loved. And so I talked about that quite some time ago too. I remember saying in the conversation that I feel like privilege at this point in life. One form of privilege is being able to really be with who exactly you want to be with. Because we don't have to, good morning, my love. We don't have to settle. Comfort sometimes can go right with that, right on the spectrum of settling sometimes. I know soul connections are real, but I'm struggling with understanding that it can happen more than once, probably because the connection is so strong and even life-changing. Yep, I can again understand that. And the reason that I personally am saying that it can happen more than once is to not take away from the fact that that connection was as strong as it was, or is as strong that it is. It's just that it can happen again. And that's why people move on. I mean, and because we go through so many different stages in life, so many things happen to us. You know, we could, you know, just like me, I'm here caregiving for my parent. You've had a few, I get it. You know, I'm here caregiving for a parent. You know, people have babies, people get married, people go to school, people move away. And so many different experiences in life can alter who that person is at that point in time. And so, again, it doesn't mean that the connection isn't what it is. It just might not be able to be entertained as intensely, you know, as it may have been in the beginning. And sometimes people got to move on. It doesn't mean that you should stop your happiness specifically, you know, for this connection. Get uncomfortable with unhealthy relationships. It's not divine to walk in internal discord because of an external relationship. Is you preaching this morning? Because I like it. I like it. Yes. You have to get uncomfortable with unhealthy relationships. And a lot of people get very comfortable, which is not safe. You know, it's not emotionally safe. You've had them more than once. So y'all get what I'm saying? You know, I will be 40 next year. And I've come to learn the older that I get, you know, that I truly am a free spirit in that way. Again, it doesn't mean that I'm, you know, out here slutting myself out, you know, like that's not what it's about. But because I know that love can evolve, it can change. And again, even if I love someone else, it doesn't mean that it changes the love that I've had, you know, or the love that I still have for a person. And again, most of us get so caught up in, you know, traditionally what it's supposed to look like. Love is a divine experience, just like what she's saying. You know, it is a divine experience. It's a divine birthright, you know, and it can really, that's what I'm saying. When you feel a soul connection, you'll be surprised sometimes the stuff that you can get over, you know, or move past, you know, because the connection is still the same. You know, somebody can break your heart, somebody can disappoint you, you know, and again, let's say they come back at a healthier time in their life, you know, you still feel like, whoa, you know, you still feel that spark for them. So I do think that knowing yourself is really, really key. Because again, the more that we know ourselves, we can deal with these things in life and it's still not change the fabric of who we are as a person and change the person that you fell in love with. You know, you can maintain that spirit, that free spirit, you know, that you really are and that person is. And you always, like one of my favorite songs by the Isley Brothers, I'll always come back to you. You know, that's not the name of the song, but you know, that's the chorus. I'll always come back to you. Voyage to Atlantis. That's what it is. Like, you know, we have to come back to ourselves. And hopefully that person, you and that person, always feel free to be your most authentic selves together. The safety, the vulnerability. We get caught up in outside expectations for what it's supposed to look like. We need to pay attention more to what it should feel like and what it produces. Yes. And if it's like they always say, look at the fruit. Look at the fruit. What is it producing? Because that is how you will really know what is really going on. Okay. I'm going to share my wild thought of the day. It is so important to be equally yoked. Equally yoked. To be on the same page, in the same mindset, and in the same flow of who and what you have around you. It's so much easier to elevate together than to compete or let anyone drag you down to a lower level. This way, you are always comfortable with the changes that happen. in work, friendship, romantic love, and other things. That was a word. That was a word. Keep your inspiration around you daily. It makes all the difference. And so, I ain't telling nobody to go out there and cheat or nothing like that. What I am saying though is if you have those soul connections, don't take them lightly. I definitely think that too many people think that it doesn't exist and that it's not real, or that those aren't the type of people you should be with or marry, or again, even when I've had different friendships, I think I've been taken for granted. That soul connection has been taken for granted. It's not something, though we can have more than one, it's not something that's easily duplicated. It's not average. And so when you feel these sparks, these deep connections with people, cherish them. Cherish them, honor them, participate in them, reciprocate them. Don't be afraid to explore your vulnerability within them, because the vulnerability is connected to your growth and your authentic self. And I truly think that though we aren't trying to look in the mirror at each other, we can really be reflections of each other. And that's what we're seeing, in the other person is the beauty. Like, wow, I really fuck with you, and again, it's something that I need to explore and to entertain so that I can learn myself deeper. It could be that I need to learn more about my capacity to love in different ways, or that I need to love you in a way that I don't possess you, or I need to love you in a way that I lose control, sometimes. I have another friend, that is with someone who, they are able to, again, feel safer to explore some sides of themselves. I think it's beautiful, that she's never explored in her life. And I think it's really, really beautiful. And it's all about her feeling really, really safe with this person. And that's why, again, I say, it may not be with this forever person. Be more than willing to just keep going and just entertain those connections as you need to. Soul connection, y'all, it is everything. And I aspire to continue to always connect on a soul level with people. Don't be scared. Don't be scared. Don't be scared of it. So, thank you guys for joining the conversation this morning. Please like, share, subscribe. There are more conversations here on YouTube, there on YouTube. I will always here Tuesday mornings at 8:30, God willing. Good morning. Welcome to the conversation. It will be posted here on my IGTV as well. Check out the self-care store. I'm going to leave you with some more good vibes. This is my chakra spray. Orange blossom water, sweet orange oil, lemongrass, clary sage, all your stones here in the bottom, charged with all good vibes. Aromatherapy, it's a real thing, okay? So check out the self-care store, shop where you are loved. I'm going to the gym today, y'all. I cannot wait. The gyms are now open. So, I love y'all. I hope you have an amazing day, and I'll see you next week. Peace.